Gururdevo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Puja Mulam Gurur Padam Mantra Mulam Gurur Vakyam Moksha Mulam Gurur Kripa Om Shanti 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Chidarpanam Jai Gurudev. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. We'll chant chapter 7 from 1 to 5. Atha Saptamodhyayah Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Sakta Manapartha Yogam Yunjan Madashrayah Asanshayam Samagram Mam Yatha Gyasyasi Tachruno Jnanam Teham Savigyanam Idam Vakshyamya Sheshataha Yajgyatva Neha Bhuyonyaj Gyatavyamavashishyate Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschidhyatati Siddhaye Yatat Yatatamapi Siddhanam Kaschin Mam Veti Tatvataha Bhumirapo Nalo Vayu Kham Mano Buddhirevacha Ahankara iti yamme Vinna prakriti rashtadha Apareyamitastvanyam Prakritim vidhi me param Jiva bhutam mahabaho Yayedam dharyate jagat. Om Tat Sat. Welcome everyone to the center as well as all of those who are on Zoom. Today we are starting Adhyay 7. What is it called? Gyan, Vigyan, Yoga. Gyan, Vigyan, Yoga. Last time we talked a little bit about the 18 Adhyayas of the Bhagavad Gita. So first 6, then the second 6, and then the last 6, okay? So we have studied 1 to 6 and it is all about the individual, Tvam, about you. So it's about knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing where you stand on the spiritual goal, and preparing yourself basically for the journey. It's all about preparation. So, what do you think you gained from the first 6 adhyayas? I'm asking you. Did you gain anything? Was there anything of value which you got from these 6 adhyayas? Can you think about it? So for that you will need to introspect a little bit. So before this, what was my thought process? What was my nature? What was my thinking? And now what is it? Can you, anyone? Anything you value, anything you benefited, let's say, from the first 6 adhyayas? What did you learn?
In bringing up children, when we expect a particular kind of behavior, or even that I felt was bhokta bhav, that I have done this.
Okay, so you learned a little bit about bhokta bhav in the sphere of parenting. Very nice. Expectation from your children should not be having. That is also bhokta bhav. Very nice. Anything else you learned in 1 to 6?
How to do actions.
Very good.
With which attitude to do, what to expect, what not to expect.
Correct. What kind of actions to do and with what bhav to do it, with what attitude to do it, so that you don't
Expect to the result.
expect results. And why we don't want to expect results?
No karta bhav.
We don't. So why we don't want karta bhav and why we don't want bhokta bhav?
No
karma.
karma. No
We don't
karma.
want to incur karma, because this is a purification process. So the first 6 adhyayas urge you or demand of the sadhak to do some introspection. How am I doing my actions? Because the most grossest thing is to do action. And action is compulsory. We cannot not be doing any action. So if we are doing action and we are on the spiritual path, then we don't want the action to bind us. So it teaches us how to do action, which is compulsory, in a way that we can progress in our spiritual journey instead of creating more bondage. Anything else?
Samarpan bhav has been.
Very good. So you were introduced a little bit to Samarpan Bhav.
Whatever I do, I could,
Whatever you do, you could devote it to the higher. Very nice. Very nice. Anything else?
Calm, krodh, lobh, moh, mad, matsarya, all these are the
6 enemies.
which does not help us in our spiritual progress.
Very good. So Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya, we learnt they are the 6 enemies. If we want to progress in our spiritual path, we have to overcome these 6 avguns. Very good.
It taught us that we are not Dehanist.
It is teaching us that we are in Dehanishta, we need to rise above Dehanishta and move towards Brahmanishta. Very good.
Creating the gap and analyzing our avguns and sabguns.
It gave you an opportunity to pause, create a gap between thought and action, and then plan your action in a better way so that you do not create more karma or whatever. Anything else?
Also, how you can sit in a meditation, how you can focus.
Very nice. In Adhyay 6, we learnt about the technique of meditation and what all it entails. It's not just like, I want to meditate now and then you just sit down, and it gave us the detailed process of Dhyan. So it has some value, you had some value, you learned something from that. So at the end of Adhyay 6, we had the last shloka, which I will read. Of all yogis, he who devoutly worships me with his mind focused on me is considered by me to be the best yogi. So we know now that all these things what we were told in 1 to 6 we have to do, then we will become best yogi, right? So maybe some questions may arise in our mind, or maybe they may have arose in Arjun's mind, though Arjun never asked any questions at that time. Bhagwan says, you will be considered by me to be the best yogi. Now any sadhak will say, okay, I also want to be the best yogi. So if I have to be the best yogi, Bhagwan is saying, devoutly worship me, focus your mind on me, So, who is this me? And where is this me? And how do I worship this me? This question will come up. Will it not come up in your mind if you have been told, focus your mind on me? Then you will ask, where exactly am I supposed to focus my mind? So that answer to these questions is coming in the next 6 adhyayas. So the first 6 adhyayas is about you and what you have to do, how you have to prepare yourself, how you have to make yourself ready so that you can get the highest knowledge available in the universe in the next 6 adhyayas, the heart of the Gita. This is the most important 6 adhyayas of the Gita. Okay? And first 6 were Tvam, next 6 is Tat. That, Brahma. So if Tvam needed introspection, Tat you will not get with introspection because that Gyan is not with you. You will not know. You can know your own weakness. You can know your own strength. You can know your nature. You can know how you do action. You can know about your Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya. But that, you cannot know because it's not there. Therefore, learning. Learning is what you have to apply in these next 6 adhyayas. Okay? So, that is why this adhyaya is called Gyan, Vigyan, Yoga. You need to get the Gyan, you need to get the knowledge. What is that goal that I am going towards? Because you say, I want to do Dhyan. So, doing Dhyan on what? You're doing Dhyan on your breath? Are you doing Dhyan on some mantra? On what you have to do Dhyan on? Me, capital M. So, where exactly should I be putting my focus? So, Gyan and Vigyan and Yoga, these 3 words we have to understand first before we start our Adhyay. Some commentators, many commentators of course have commented on the Gita, but their translation or interpretation of the word Gyan and Vigyan is different. We will go with the interpretation of Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya. Okay, so some people, and I have had this discussion with someone, a little bit of thing where I said this is the meaning of Gyan and this is the meaning of Vigyan, and that person was like, no, it's the opposite. So from the beginning only I am saying I am going with Adi Shankaracharya's translation of Gyan and Vigyan according to his Bhashya. So what is Gyan? Gyan is intellectual knowledge. Gyan is theoretical knowledge. It's facts, it's theory, okay? And you get it by knowing things, by reading books, by information you will get from different places. And it could include knowledge of the arts, it could knowledge of science, knowledge of psychology, knowledge of medicine, all different kinds of knowledges are there. That all comes under Gyan. And although this is all very important knowledge, it is still in terms of spirituality, we can say lower knowledge. Lower knowledge, okay? Not that we are saying it is a bad knowledge. Compared to Vigyan, it is lower. And this Gyan, this knowledge, we will get only through Praman. Now, when we did Atma Bodh, I think, you may have remembered that there are 6 Pramans. Praman means what? Means of knowledge, from where you get knowledge, how you get knowledge, Praman. So what are these 6? We should know this also just for sake of Gyan. So the first Praman is called Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha means perception. that which you can see with your senses, that which you can perceive with your senses or even with your mind. Mind and senses. Now there can be external perception and there can also be internal perception. External perception, what you are doing right now. With your eyes you are seeing me. With your ears you are hearing me. Right? So that is, you know, I am here. You can see me. That is pratyaksh, external perception. Internal perception is when you know you are hungry, when you know you are tired, when you know you are thirsty, when you know you are feeling happy, when you know you are, because the mind is giving you this information. So first one is what? Everyone will say pratyaksh. Second way of knowing, second means of praman is anuman. Anuman means inference. Inference का मतलब क्या है? You see something and you make a conclusion based on that information. For example, once long ago we were standing here near the windows and from far we saw dark clouds and hazy sky and we said, oh, rain must be falling over there. Right? So that we inferred from the dark clouds, from the hazy sky, that there will be rain. Or the most common example is when you see smoke, there must be fire. So that is inference. What we call that? Anuman. Anuman lagaya, we can say. Na? The third praman is called shabda. Shabda. Shabda is testimony through words. You take the words of the Vedas as truth. So that is Shabd. You know something through the words of the scriptures, through the words of the pravachan. That is called Shabd. So what do we have so far? Three of them. Pratyaksha, Anuman, Shabd. The fourth praman is called Upaman. Upaman means you don't know something and you learn about it by comparing it to something that you know. For example, suppose I am telling someone you should drink kada. Kada? What is kada? They don't know. It's like herbal tea and you put some herbs in. Acha like a herbal tea. So now, because of comparing to herbal tea which they know about, now they know what is kada. So they got knowledge of kada through comparing with herbal tea. Upaman. Then the fifth praman is arthapati. Arthapati, they call it like deduction. Or another word is called postulation. Matlab means some fact is hidden, you don't know it, what is that? And through some deduction and some logic or something, you come to know about it. You make some inference, you make some fact out of it. For example, let's say I left my room untidy. The next time I came, it was tidy. So I know somebody has come and tidied my room. So like that I can get the knowledge of something that has happened. Getting it? Upaman, Arthapati. And then the last one, Anupalabdhi. Anupalabdhi. You get to know something because it is not there. You get to know something because it is not there. For example, you can say, the Ganpati idol is not there. Why? Because it's not there, I know it is not there. Just by the fact that it is not there. So these are the different 6 pramans from which you get Gyan. Gyan is what? Lower knowledge, factual knowledge. Everything we said was factual. Rain coming was factual. Ganpati not being there is factual. Room has tidied up, it is factual. Then what else we can say? I am sitting here and you are watching me, factual. So this all factual, theoretical, intellectual knowledge is got through 6 pramans. And we have different darshans or schools of philosophy. All of them, different schools, will accept different pramans. Now since we are in Vedant school, we are always learning about Vedant, we accept all 6 pramans. Okay? Others, Buddhism, Charvak, they have different, I not go into that. So, although we call this lower knowledge, it is useful, it is necessary, we need it to live in the world. But knowing something is different from experiencing something. Yes or no? Though lower knowledge or Gyan is useful, it cannot give you spiritual liberation. For spiritual liberation, you need Vigyan. So Gyan, theoretical, Vigyan, something more than Gyan. So they say Vishesh Gyan. You need Vishesh Gyan for having liberation. So this Vigyan is knowledge of the self, higher knowledge of the self, which is needed for self-realization, and it has to be experienced directly, direct experience, not through any of the 6 pramans, not even Shabd, not even the word of the Vedas. Directly from within it has to be experienced through a paroksh anubhuti. So let's understand this word, a paroksh anubhuti. Anubhuti, you understand, means experience. In a paroksh, there is one part, aksh. A paroksha, aksh. Aksha means eyes. Okay? Now, paroksh means para aksha, paroksh, para, more than eyes. Para means more. So paroksh means par plus aksha, meaning not your eyes, somebody else's eyes. Paroksh, somebody else's eyes. But this is not paroksh, this is a paroksh, not somebody else's eyes. A paroksh. Aksha eye, paroksh. Somebody else's eyes. A paroksh. A, not somebody else's eyes. Means who? Direct. Direct from your own self. Inner vision. Here aksha meaning vision, inner vision. So Gyan becomes Vigyan. Theoretical knowledge becomes experienced wisdom. That is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge you have acquired from outside, wisdom has arisen from within you. How this Gyan will become Vigyan, or how this theoretical knowledge will become experienced knowledge, is what these 6 adhyayas are all about. And it will tell you firstly, where do I have to reach? What is that Vigyan that I am looking for? That is the importance of these 6 adhyayas. Very, 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 very important heart of the Gita. So, do you know what is, one second, I also have to remember this word. What is Injeravat? You know Injeravat?
In which language?
See, now you don't know. Now you don't have Gyan also. Huh? You don't have Gyan also of what is Injeravat. Now I'll tell you, Injeravat is a stew which you eat with bread. Okay? Now you have Gyan of Injeravat because I told you, Shabda. I have told you Injeravat is stew with bread. Now if you go to Ethiopia and you'll taste that Injeravat, then it will be your experience. You understand? So many people don't know what is Atma also. They know Gyan also. Then they come to satsang. Then they learn Atma, oh Gyan. I know, now I know what is Atma. But still, no experience of it. So that Gyan has to still become Vigyan. Getting the difference? So Gyan, Vigyan. Then, what's the third word of this chapter called? Yog. Gyan, Vigyan, Yog. It is the process, it is the practice of how Gyan becomes Vigyan. And,
What is the practice?
Yog, the name of the chapter is Gyan, Vigyan, Yog. So we are talking about the meaning of the name of this Adhyay. And the purpose of this Adhyay is that only. It is firstly to make me familiar with the Gyan. You have Gyan, lot of Gyan. But what exactly does it mean? Focus on me. Who? Where? How? So to give you that familiarity, make it more pakka, where you have to focus, and giving you an opportunity through that to transform Gyan into Vigyan. Got it? 7th chapter, that's the purpose. If you can get it in 7th chapter, very good. Otherwise, like Arjun, you have to wait for some more Adhyayas. Bhagwan will give you more and more ways of how to change Gyan into Vigyan. So let's see the structure of this Adhyay. The first 3 shlokas is just an introduction. Then 4 to 7 is about Prakriti, 2 kinds of Prakriti. 8 to 12 is about different manifestations. Of course, we will go through all this slowly, but just to structurize. 13 and 14 is about Maya. Maya, most elusive concept. 15 to 19, very interesting, 4 types of bhakts. 20 to 23, about devotees who are bhakts of other deities, different deities. Then 24 to 28, understanding what is Brahma. What is Brahma? And finally, the last 2 adhyayas, last 2 shlokas, 29 and 30, again a little introduction to the next adhyay. Always Bhagwan ends like that, little trailer he gives to pique our interest in the next adhyay. So knowing all this, we can actually start Adhyay 7 today. Are you ready? Let's read the first shloka. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Sakta Manapartha Yogam Yunjan Madashraya Asanshayam Samagram Mam Yatha Dhyasyasi Tat Shrinu. Read the English with me. Shri Bhagavan said, Arjun, now listen how with the mind attached to me, don't worry about the brackets, it's not properly translated. With the mind attached to me and practicing yoga with absolute dependence on me, you will know me, the repository of all power, strength and glory and other attributes, the universal soul in entirety and without any shadow of doubt. I have to tell you that the English translation is not very accurate, okay? It's a little bit not to be taken in too much cognizance of, okay? Let's see the meanings of the words. Shrinu means listen. Tat means that which I am saying. Yatha, how. Maya sakta mana, with the mind attached to me. Mad ashray, having taken refuge in me alone. Gyasyasi, you will know me. You will know me. Asanishayam, without any doubt. Samagram, in entirety. Yunjan, by practicing yoga. Very interesting word is the last word of the shloka, Tachrunu. Listen to what I am saying. Means listen to what I am saying. Hasn't Arjun been listening all this while? 6 adhyas he is listening. Suddenly Bhagavan says, now listen to what I am saying. Why is Bhagavan asking Arjun to listen? Was Arjun sleeping? Was he not paying attention? What was the reason why Bhagavan is suddenly telling Arjun, now listen?
But now he's not confused. Now he's ready to.
Now he's ready. Because now from this 8th Adhyay, Bhagavan is no longer speaking as a charioteer. He is no longer speaking as Arjun's Sakha. He is no longer talking as Arjun's guide, counselor. He is not even Arjun's life coach. He is talking as Brahma, Parabrahma. Me, capital M. Listen to me, capital M. Bhagavan is saying, listen, Shrunu, Tat. Listen to what I am saying, that which I am saying. But Tat also means that. So, Tat Shrunu means listen to Brahma, because that's who I am. Now, pay attention. Don't goof off, don't look at how the war is going on, don't look at Bhishma Pitama, don't look here, don't look there. What I am going to tell you now is of most importance, paramount importance, and you should listen to this carefully. And maybe after the 6 adhyayas, when he has been told, Kaam Krodh chhod do, ye karo, Arjun is also now ready to get this higher knowledge. Are you all ready to get this knowledge? Arjun is ready, but are you ready? You should be ready now. So Bhagavan is telling Arjun, listen. Now, very important is the word listen also. Because there's a big difference between listen and hear. Bhagavan is not telling Arjun, hear what I am saying. Telling Bhagavan and Arjun, listen. So what is the difference between listening and hearing? Lot of difference. You hear because your ears are open. Right now we are hearing this drilling sound. Why? We can't help it. Ears are open, we are hearing it. You are hearing the drilling sound, but you are listening to me. That is the difference. Listening needs volition. You want to listen. Listening needs focus. Listening needs attention. Listening is a action which you want. Whereas hearing, you can't help it. If your ears are open, you are going to hear various sounds. Right? So Bhagavan is telling Arjun, Don't just hear because I am just blabbing something. Pay attention. Listen with focus, listen with attention. So, there are 3 types of hearers or listeners. You can say hearer if you are a hearer, and you are a listener, then you are a listener. So, first type is those who hear but they don't listen. Why they don't listen? Because already listening means listening to somebody, right? But they already have internal chatter going on. Right? Now in a satsang, 30, 40, 100 people also may be there. Some will be hearing because they can't help it. They are in this room and my sound of my voice is coming. They are hearing, but they are not listening. So, why are they not listening? Because something is already going on inside to which they are listening. They are listening to something in their own mind. That is why they cannot listen to what is meant to be listened to. Getting it? So what is going on in people's mind? So I thought, let me think now. What all could be happening in people's minds? Because you also may not be aware that some chatter is going on in your mind also, and why the things that you are hearing is not getting converted to listening. So many times we talk about avguns, we talk about flaws, weaknesses. So maybe when the teacher is saying something about some avgun, immediately you are thinking like, my wife, my husband, my mother-in-law, isko pata nahi, she is like this, he is like this. So this internal chatter, avgun I am talking about general, immediately you want to match it to somebody you know. So the point that is being made in the lesson is lost because you already gone on a tangent somewhere else. So it's hearing but not listening. Secondly, some people have the habit, if I say something, then they want to add their Gyan to it. So immediately your mind is doing Manan when it should be doing Shravan. Manan is always done after Shravan. But here Manan is already happening. Manan is happening, Shravan cannot be happening. And Shravan means listening, not hearing. Getting that? Another thing I thought is, when some Updesh is being given, Bhagwan's Updesh is there, immediately I can do this much but not this much. So immediately this to beyond, not comfortable for me. So automatically discarded part of the Updesh. Analyze. No, your intellect has said this is comfortable, this is good. Forget about this. So no listening, only hearing. Does this happen? It happens, right? Good. I'm not imagining, right? Or you are so busy in your life that while sitting here, you're already thinking of the meeting later, tomorrow's ये वाला, घर में क्या हो रहा है, बच्चा का क्या हो रहा है, office में क्या हो रहा है. Mind is whirring here and there. So you are not listening. What else? What else? Now it happens less. Or you try to make a joke out of whatever is being said. It's a habit. It's your character, it's your nature. So what is happening? Joke bana do. So it kind of loses its importance. Or you find something in the Updesh to criticize. Like, how can it be like this? So we have had all these things happening. So I know that it happens. It's not possible. This is, how can it be like this? Or so you are immediately criticizing the Updesh. Not my Updesh, you see. It is Bhagwan's Updesh. Or you are just gone to sleep. That also we have seen. Just gone to sleep. dreamland. Or I already know all this, I don't need to listen. I already know, ego. So all this is internal chatter. All this is internal chatter. So the first kind of satsangi, you can say, is one who is hearing but not listening. Then the second kind is also very interesting. They are listening, they are not hearing. Listening, attention, focus, enthusiasm, all that, making notes also, while satsang is going on. But as soon as satsang finishes, Updesh has gone. Book closed, and that's the end. No manan, no implementation, nothing. So that is another kind of a listener. First one was only a hearer, the second one is a listener, but not going beyond Shravan. Not going beyond Shravan. And then the third one. Third one kaun sa hai? The real listener. The real listener, what does he do? Or she? Shravan goes in from the ears. That's where it will go in, right? From the ears, after the satsang, it goes to the mind. Manan goes on. So there's a regurgitating. How the cow chews the cud. So you have to chew the cud of the lesson. It goes from the ears, it goes to the mind. From the mind, it goes to the buddhi, where it stays established because of the manan that you have done. It gets absorbed in your actions, right? Becomes nishtha. When it becomes nishtha, so ears, mind, intellect, heart. When it will go to the heart, not anatomical heart, the core of your being, that will open up a paroksh anubhuti. That's the process. So that is the real listener. So now when Bhagavan is telling Arjun, Tat Shrunu, he's saying listen, not with your ears only, let it go all the way to your heart, and then you have become the highest yogi. So what is this very important knowledge that Bhagavan is going to give Arjun, for which he is telling him so much, listen, 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 listen. Okay? So there are some 3 things that Bhagavan is going to tell over. And again there are 2 ways of interpreting these 3 factors. One is that these are 3 conditions for attaining self-realization. Or you can say, this will happen if you listen to me attentively. So listen to me attentively, these 3 things will happen, and when these 3 things happen, a paroksh anubhuti will be there. So it's like linked together. What are these 3 things that we have to pay attention to? The first one is Maya Sakta Mana. Fix your mind on me. Keep your mind attached to me. Asakti means attachment, but it is attached to Vishais. Our mind is also attached, but it is attached to Vishais, sansar, worldly pleasures. We have to reject that attachment and attach to Bhagavan. That's what Bhagavan is saying. So, because we believe that the Vishais of sansar are pleasurable, that we believe that the Vishais complete us, we believe that the Vishais will give us satisfaction, happiness, our minds continuously get pulled into sansar, right? And if the mind gets pulled into sansar, it cannot get self-realization, because to realize the self is not there, the self is within. So Bhagavan says, just as your mind is fixed, just as your mind is steady in sansar, you make that mind fixed and steady within yourself. Okay? And if you do that, it will lead to your liberation. This is a condition which Bhagavan is giving. I found one very nice quote, I'll read it out to you, of Sri Ramakrishna. He said, I'm reading it, the attachment that a miser has towards money, a lover to his beloved, the river to the ocean, if you can have as much attachment to the Lord as all of this put together, then you shall be free in this very life. So, how we feel attached to whatever is our favorite Vishay, if you put all that together and put it that much energy into attaching to the Lord, Jivan Mukti is yours in this very life. So what does it mean to keep the mind attached to Bhagavan? It's easy to say keep the mind attached. That is theory. But how? How? We are all living in sansar. So Bhakti Marg has got a very nice way of doing it. In Bhakti Marg, meditation is different in Bhakti Marg and meditation is different in Gyan Marg. So in Bhakti Marg, what they say, how to get attached to Bhagavan. So they say, with your senses and with your mind, you just contemplate on the Vigraha of Bhagavan, the form. And your eyes will be fixed over there. So basically it is trying to take our senses away from 100 and 1,000 other things and fixing it on one thing. So with the eyes, we fix on the form. Then with the ears, we fix on the Nam. You do japa, Nam Smaran. Then with the lips, you chant. You can see how all the senses are getting integrated. Then with the hands, you do the seva. With your legs, you do the pradakshina. And like this is Bhakti Marg meditation on how to bring ekagrata to the mind and to the senses. And it's a training for even to go to the Gyan Marg meditation. So that is also, many years ago I have told you, puja, when we do, it is the same thing. When we do puja correctly, not like a chore, then with the eyes, with the nose, smell of the ether, the sound of the Bhagwan's name, with the mantra, all that, we are just, for that time, we are just focused on Bhagwan, fixing the mind on me. So, the first requisite is what? Maya Sakta Mana. Okay? This sadhana is the sadhana of the head, because you are fixing the mind. Okay? Head. You keep that word. And Arjun, if you listen to what I am saying now, if you are listening to what I am saying now, you will be able to fix your mind on Bhagavan. So both ways we can see how these three things are applicable. If you fix your mind, you will reach Bhagavan, and if you listen to me, you will be able to fix your mind. Both ways. Second condition is Mat Ashraya. Take refuge in me alone. Ashraya, means refuge. So when we take refuge, it's different when we take refuge in Bhagwan or we take refuge somewhere else in Sansar. Let us say we are employed in a company. So we take refuge under our employer, because we have to earn money from them. We are dependent on the employer for our livelihood, for our living. So we have taken refuge under the employer, but our mind and heart is not given to the employer. Mind and heart is with our family. We have taken refuge with the employer, but mind and heart is with the family, right? Now, when we have to take refuge in Bhagwan, we take refuge in Bhagwan, we put our mind also in Bhagwan, and we put our heart also in Bhagwan, and that is the meaning of take refuge in me alone. Not double, not like, plan B. Full plan, only one plan. Plan A and that's it. No plan B. If Bhagwan doesn't help me, then I will come running to X, Y or Z. Okay. The thing is that we have so many desires to be fulfilled. And we know alone we cannot do it. We need help from so many other sources. So that's why we take Ashray here and we take Ashray there, isn't it? So if you want, then we will do some yagna. Putra milega, job milega, paisa milega. We do yatra, we do tirth, we do homa, we do havan, we do vrat, we do upvas, we do all these things for getting our desires fulfilled. Yes or no? So have you taken ashray in Bhagwan? Or you have taken ashray in vrat? You have taken ashray in upvas? You have taken ashray in tirth? You have taken ashray in this temple, this havan, this thing, that thing. You have taken ashray in the Panditji. You have taken ashray in this mantra. You have taken ashray here, you have taken ashray there. Where is Mad ashray? Bhagwan says, all this, you have to drop that insecurity. Because basic insecurity that you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. To get this, then I will be safe. Then I will be secure, then I will be complete, then I will be full. No, the highest yogi does not resort to taking ashray in anything except Bhagwan. And anyway, the highest yogi has no more desires to be fulfilled for him to go to this yatra, this tirth dham, that temple. This temple is powerful for this temple is powerful for that. Upvas karo, ye karo, vrat rakho, for what? If you see, you are doing it for your desires. Or you are doing it without any clue of why you are doing it. Either way, it is Agyan. So take refuge in Bhagwan is an internal act. When you take external ashray, it becomes an external act. Okay? So this internal act is the act of surrender, samarpan. Isn't it? Only Bhagwan. Remember Bhagwan says, you just stay connected to me, I will provide for your every need and I will protect whatever you have. Yoga Kshema. Remember that? So Bhagwan says, just take refuge in me. This is sadhana of the heart because it requires samarpan. So first one was sadhana of the head, then became sadhana of the heart. Now Bhagwan says, listen carefully. If you listen carefully to what I am saying, you will have faith. If you will have faith, you will be able to surrender. And if you surrender, you can take refuge with me. Getting it? The third condition is yogam yunjan. Practice the yoga. Practice the sadhanas which are being prescribed. So now Bhagwan says, take refuge in me. I will provide everything. So what you will do? You will sit like this and Bhagwan will provide. No. You have to do all the purusharth that he has told you from chapter 1 to chapter 6. You do that, you prepare yourself, you do that purusharth, you do all the sadhanas which he has told you in the 6 earlier adhyayas. Take refuge in me, fix your mind on me, you will get the highest goal. Right? So our purusharth has to be done. So that becomes sadhana of the hands. So head, heart, hands. You remember these 3 H's. Head, heart, hands. This is the summary of all sadhana. With the head, stay fixed on the goal. With the heart, have samarpan bhav. With the hands, do your seva, do your sadhana. Then Bhagavan says, asanshayam, without doubt. Without doubt, guarantee. Again, one more guarantee. Without doubt, you will attain self-realization. Without doubt. So, another way of taking this word asanshayam is that if you do all these 3 things, asanshayam, you will have no more doubts in your mind. You will be clear. Okay, no confusion. Why Bhagavan is saying like this, asanshayam? What is the cause of his certainty? Because he says, I am going to tell you samagram. I am going to tell you everything total. I am not going to keep some information secret. Samagram mam gyasyasi, you will know me in entirety. You will know everything, total, complete you will know. There is whatever needs to be known, you will know. You will feel complete. Why? Because this knowledge is the knowledge of perfection. This knowledge is the knowledge of completion. So you will be complete. Okay? All other knowledges, Gyan, cannot make you complete. They are not in its entirety. Why? This knowledge goes on changing. Medical knowledge, completely confusing. One day one thing, next day the opposite. Science goes on changing. Everything, health or whatever, so many going into outer space, everything, all this knowledge is continuously evolving. So it cannot be complete because there is still more to come out. But this knowledge is the same from the time the universe was created till today. After the universe also goes into pralay, before the universe also became Srishti, this knowledge is one and the same. So this is complete knowledge, total knowledge. I am going to give this knowledge to you, Arjun. Therefore, tat shunu. Therefore, listen to me attentively. Okay? Alright. So, Bhagavan is saying, listen to what I am going to say. Tat shunu. Listen to me because I am that who is talking to you now. I am not just your charioteer. Not just your sakha. Okay? And so he goes to the next shloka just to explain to you the meaning of this entirety. What does it mean that I am giving you this knowledge in entirety? Let's do one more. Are you all ready? Okay. Shlok number 2. Read with me. Gyanam teham savigyanam idam vakshyama sheshataha yajgyatva neha bhuyonyaj gyatavyamavashishyate. I shall unfold to you in its entirety this wisdom along with the knowledge of the qualified aspect of God, having known which nothing else remains yet to be known in this world. Okay? Take the meanings. You know the meaning of idam, we have done many times. This jnanam, this knowledge, and vigyanam, direct experience of the knowledge. This knowledge and the direct experience of the knowledge, aham, I, vakshyami, will tell you, will tell, vakshyami, will tell, te, you. Asheshatah, in its entirety, completely. So I am going to tell you this knowledge of Gyan and Vigyan. Yaj gyatva, knowing which, once you know this, yaj gyatva, na avashishyate, nothing else remains. Anyat, else, nothing else remains. Iha, in this world, here. Gyatavyam, to be known, bhuya, ever again. Now here, Gyan and Vigyan, again same thing. Gyan, now we are narrowing down the scope of Gyan. Gyan is all knowledge of the world. Now we are narrowing it down to spiritual knowledge. Okay? I am going to tell you spiritual knowledge, Gyan and Vigyan, the way to get the spiritual knowledge. Okay? So, theory and practicals, you can say. Bhagwan could have started all this in the first Adhyay also. Why wasted 6 Adhyayas telling us so many things? It's because immediately a person doesn't have the bandwidth to take all this information. To take so much, entire whole world ka thing he's telling us. Now this whole world ka thing has to fit over here in our antakaran, in our mind. There has to be some space there. But the space in our mind is already filled up with all useless Gyan. So where is the place for this important Gyan to go in? And that is why also, if you are wondering why I have not got this aparoksha anubhuti still, then make place for it. Make place. Something has to go so inside. If there is no place, how will it go in? And that's why we have got preconceived notions, we have got so much worldly knowledge, so many judgments, so much useless experiences, bad experiences, good experiences, all storing, everything we are storing. So there is no place for this entire knowledge to go inside us, right? So we have to make space, asheshata, shesh, space, emptiness, from where you get the word shishya. So to be a shishya, you have to first make space. Then all this knowledge will come. Bhagwan says, nothing else will remain to be known. So this shloka is just a little bit more emphasis he is giving to Arjun. Listen carefully. Right now too much kachra is there. What will happen to the women folk if we fight the war? What will happen to the sanskars? Remember Adhyay 1? So much stuff was there. He is telling Arjun, throw that out. I am giving you something of great value. Now don't fill your mind with all this rubbish. Clear it out. And then listen to me with attention. Getting it? So just a little bit of emphasis for the first shloka. Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya wrote in his bhashya of this shloka, one who knows the truth of me knows everything. He becomes omniscient and all-knowing. After that, no need to know anything. All other knowledge is useless compared to this knowledge. Okay? So, let's take an example. If you know what is mud, everybody knows what is mud. Now, with that mud, there can be a mud pot. With that mud, it could be a mud house. With that mud you could make some bracelet or something. With that mud you can make a statue. That mud you know, and now it has got different forms. Once you know what is mud, the form doesn't matter. When you know what is the essence of each thing, that's all that matters. So when you will know Atma, whether that Atma is in this person or that person or bird or animal or anything, it doesn't matter. The form of it, that is outside. Once you know Atma, you know everything. And that is what Bhagavan is trying to tell us over here. After this, no need to know anything more. Only you have to convert Gyan into Vigyan. So are you ready to do any more, or you've had enough? One last, finish the introduction part. Can you?
Yes, yes.
Let's do, because it's too interesting, at least for me. Let's read Shloka 3. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschidhyatati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tattvataha. Hardly one among thousands of men strives to realize me. Of those striving yogis again, some rare one, devoting himself exclusively to me, knows me in reality. We are saying only you have to convert Gyan into Vigyan. How difficult could that be? But Bhagavan says it is not that common. Let's take the meanings. Sahasreshu, among thousands, Manushyanam, of men, among thousands of men, Kaschit, hardly one, Yatati, strives, endeavors, makes effort. For what? Siddhaye, for perfection, to know me, to realize me. Hardly, out of thousands of men, hardly anyone makes effort to realize me. Api, even Siddhanam, even those who are perfected ones. Yatatam, who are diligent, who do all the sadhana perfectly. Kaschit, some rare one, even from the perfected ones, Kaschit, some rare one, Vetti, knows, Mam, me, Tattvataha, in Tattva, in reality. Why like that? Why Bhagavan is saying like that? Is it so rare? So let us see how rare it is and why. So, first thing is we are fortunate because we are born in Karma Bhumi. Karma Bhumi is important, earth, because this is the only place we can exhaust our karma and the only place we can rise above our vasanas, where we can do purusharth. So, we cannot exhaust all this in other lokas. In Swarga, Narka you cannot do. You have to be in Karma Bhumi. So that is the first fortune. We are all lucky. So far, we are the fortunate ones. We are the rare ones. Now, from those who are on Karma Bhumi, some are only born as humans. Others may be born as animal. Others may be born as fish, bird, anything. So we are not only born on Karma Bhumi, but we are born as humans. What is the big deal? Buddhi, Vivek. We can decide what is in our highest interest, what is not in our highest interest. So we are still amongst the rare ones, right? We are still amongst the rare ones. Now from all those millions of humans who are got Buddhi, who are born on Karma Bhumi, some are born with sanskar for satsang. All are not born with sanskar for satsang. Right or wrong? So in that also we are rare. We are still among the rare ones, right? Not everyone appreciates coming to satsang, right? It's not everyone's cup of tea. So we are karma bhumi, we are human, and we are inclined towards good sanskars of satsang. Now those who come to satsang, from those who come to satsang, some will be happy just to come for satsang. They will be listeners, but they will not be doing any sadhana. So if you are coming to satsang and doing sadhana also, then you are amongst the fortunate few. Yes or no? Some will come to satsang, they will do absolutely no sadhana. But you are doing. If you are doing, then you are the fortunate rare ones. From those who come to satsang and those who do sadhana, some will do the sadhana diligently. What he has used, diligently, means regularly, pakka, with nishtha, not when I feel like it, I'll do it, or jaldi jaldi karke khatam kar lo, or kantala karke karo, diligently. If you are doing it diligently, you are one of the rare few. Otherwise, you could be doing it half-heartedly. You are doing, but dil se nahi. Head, heart, hands. These three things you remember. If you are doing with head, heart, hands, you are doing diligently. If you are not using head, heart, hands, not doing diligently. Samajh mein? Now, you are the few people who are born in karma bhumi as humans with sanskar of satsang, doing sanskar, doing sadhana diligently. Some will do it with karta bhav and bhokta bhav. Yes or no? Diligently. मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे वो चाहिए, I should get like this. Yes or no? But some may do it because it's my duty to do. So you have become the rare one amongst the fortunate ones who are doing their sadhana out of dharma, duty. Right? Now those who will do their sadhana out of duty, out of dharma, out of that some only will develop vivek and vairagya. You may do as your dharma and feel very happy I'm doing. I'm very sattvic. You will start feeling pious. I am a good person. And you will stay there. But now we have to use vivek to develop vairagya. Otherwise, what's the point? Then you are stagnant over there. Doing dharma, very good. Nice. Punya. Without karta bhav, without bhokta bhav. Punya. But now I am developing vivek, allowing my vivek to develop and allowing vairagya to happen and not getting pulled by my vasanas. These, out of the millions of humans, some thousands, sahasreshu, some thousands will master vivek and vairagya. Got it? That is why out of thousands of humans, millions of humans are there, thousands will do all this and develop vairagya. Vivek not enough, vairagya is also required. Therefore, they are the qualified, perfected ones who are now, Bhagavan is talking about these people, not general sadhaks, those who have developed vairagya. Out of that, maybe kaschit, maybe one will attain realization. Just imagine. So, vivek has to be developed, vairagya has to happen. Now, vivek, also you have to understand which vivek. First Vivek comes from Shreya and Priya. We try to use Vivek for Shreya and Priya. Not enough. Not enough. This Vivek not enough. What Vivek is required? Sat, Asat, Mithya. That Vivek. A Sat, Asat, Mithya Vivek only can give you Vairagya. Shreya and Priya cannot give you Vairagya. Vivek of this is Sat, this is Asat, this is Mithya. Then Vairagya will happen because Asat, Mithya, why will run after? Shreya, Priya, a little bit gray areas are there. Your intellect may justify. This is a Shreya for me, it's not Priya, it's justified. I was tired and I was this and that. It's gray area. True or not? So after Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, Mumukshutva, all this is there, then eligible person. Then eligible to reach that stage. Then Shravan, then Manan, then Nididhyasan. After all this. Therefore Bhagavan says it's a rare one who gets to realize me. Okay, even Api Siddhana, even out of those perfected ones, the rare person knows the Tattva, knows who I am as my Tattva. Okay, so after all this, it's so rare to get, how does the self-realization finally happen? What is that part which takes you across? I think I will call it Kripa. Kripa. But Kripa will not come if Purusharth is not complete. Kripa automatically comes because it comes from your own self. It automatically comes when all this Purusharth has been completed. Then Kripa is nothing but the opening of the heart. So that is the value and the importance of the knowledge that Bhagavan is going to give us in this 6 chapters, 7 to 12, and specifically starting with the 7th Adhyay which we have started now. Gyan, Vigyan, Yoga. Any questions? Interesting? Looking forward to it?
Yes.
Very interesting, because now you will know what exactly you are working towards. Up till now, realization, moksha, these are words. These are vague concepts. What exactly are we working towards is what we will get in these 6 adhyayas. Very important. Most important are these. So, any questions?
I have a question of the previous last verse.
Later. We'll end with the prayer. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम Jai Gurudev. God bless everyone. Thank you all for